It's Wednesday. I'm in the park again this morning. It's quite nice. I think when I left, the feels like temperature was 51. I didn't check for any humidity, but I have to think it's pretty high. Park is quiet this morning. When I was out walking yesterday, I left a little bit earlier, so it was a little darker out. And there was just a few wispy clouds on the east side. And as the sun rose, higher sky was pink. I'll throw a picture from yesterday in here. It's not going to happen today. Either I'm too late or there's just too much cloud cover, or both. I'm in shorts and a pullover. November 26th. I did see we're supposed to get our first snow probably next week or the week after. Yeah, I was definitely up and out a little earlier yesterday. Those skyscraper lights, the Midtown skyscrapers are on, but they're not as contrasty today as they were yesterday. I did see them setting up all the film cameras, or at least unloading all the film equipment for tomorrow's parade. Yeah, that was on yesterday's walk. When I walked by this morning, the cars are off the side streets. That's good. I think they were supposed to be off by the afternoon yesterday. Then when I walked by this morning, they have all the Department of Transport, NYPD, and it looks like a lot of the folks who put the event on were getting set up. I think today at 12 is when the balloons start being blown up. It looks like they have that area barricaded already. Although I think I'm going to try to walk up 77th to Central Park West. Just maybe grab a couple of iPhone photos and see what that looks like. The setup. I doubt they have the nets or the balloons down on the ground yet. Who knows? This block, it's 67th between Central Park West and Columbus. They light up all the trees on the street or on the sidewalks outside the street. It looks pretty cool when it's dark out and you see these trees lit up. Like the trunks of the trees are wrapped with lights, different color lights, mostly like that yellow or white lights, no color lights. At least I didn't see any. I think if you walk all the way down that street, it's either 67th or 66th. It might be 66th. That's where the ABC studios are. Yeah, it's right across the street from Lincoln Center. I was reading those ABC studios, I think, are going to get knocked down, and they're building a 90-story building at 66. I think that's like Columbus. I think it's pretty much where Columbus and Broadway meet up. I actually think that's where the Hotel Empire is. So maybe another spot if you're ever in New York. Yeah, I think you walk into the lobby and you can take the elevator all the way to the top. And the view is pretty cool. I think you're more or less facing north, like uptown. I mean, any view in New York is cool. I think this one, I'm pretty sure, yeah, I think 70th is where Broadway and Columbus splits off from Broadway. And then 72nd, I think, is where Amsterdam splits off from Broadway. Anyway, the Hotel Empire view sees both of those splits, which is kind of cool if you want to see that quintessential traffic pattern of New York. Buses, cars, pedestrians, bicyclists, just splitting off into, like, at least uptown, into different streets and then aggregating back again coming downtown. If I remember right, there's a specific elevator that takes you up. Yeah, and then there's like a bar and maybe like a little restaurant up there too. There's probably eaters up there as well. Yeah, good spot. There's a Starbucks on Columbus. It's empty this morning. I wonder if folks just emptied out last night. Yeah, they've got the barricades all up Columbus. I'm not sure why that is, unless they're just trying to keep folks from jaywalking. Okay, I'm on 77th, walking towards the park from Columbus. They have these long tubes from Messer. They're full of helium. So that's what'll blow up the balloons. And on the ground between the buildings and the museum, they have like plastic sheeting on the ground. I'm assuming that's where the balloons will go. They'll lay flat. Probably throw the nets over them, which are probably in these like bins they have. I'll grab a shot here and see if this makes sense. I won't get the helium tubes, which are a little further down. So that's facing the museum. Oh, okay. So they've got the helium one truck closer to Columbus, another one closer to Central Park West. Kind of makes sense. So this is 77th. On the other side of the museum is 81st. They're probably doing the exact same thing over there. See if I can get this picture. So this is looking down Columbus from Central Park West. See, so that guy had a BBC shirt on. And then you've got all these little golf carts. I think probably to shuffle around staff and then maybe VIPs tomorrow. I'll grab a photo of this. Let me walk down to 76. I'll grab a photo looking uptown. Morning. Yeah, a lot of GoPros. They look like they're mobile mounts. It looks like on 75th, they've got the power trucks, and all the cabling is feeding across the little banister that runs along the buildings and probably turns up Central Park West. That's pretty clever. I mentioned this during the New York City Marathon. If you live up here and you're on a closed, or even if you're not on a closed street, close to Cars Street, and it's just nice to walk in the middle of the street and not have to worry about cars. I mean, they're not parked up here, nothing.